What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Pariente coming at you guys with a special YouTube video. Normally, I would talk about a lot of sports, but obviously, as we've all come to grips with what's going on, there are no sports going on. We're dealing with something a little bigger than that, much bigger. It's not a natural disaster. It's not a terrorist attack. It's a pandemic. The coronavirus, COVID-19. And as we've slowly begun to, I think now, really come to grips with this virus, we're really starting to now, it's really starting to sink in how our lives are being changed dramatically. And now I think more than ever, I think we're really beginning to realize it now. We really maybe had taken for granted how lucky we are to have some of the things that we have, particularly here in the USA. We get to go wherever we want. We get to decide wherever we want to go. We get to meet whoever we want. We can help whomever we want. We can be whomever we want. And in just a week, look how quickly, in a snap, it got taken away. If the coronavirus is teaching us something now, I think it's this. Sometimes you don't know what you have until it's gone. As we enter this different norm that we're in right now, and it's not going to last forever, it won't last forever, we have to have hope. We have to have faith. And do not allow this virus to completely cripple our lives. We've been through horrible events in our past. And each and every time we overcame it, we looked at it right in the eye, and we picked ourselves back up. And it will be no different with this. But the most important thing now that we have to face now, and more importantly, what we have to be wary of, is to not live in fear. Do we have a right to be worried about this virus? Yes, we do. It's been spreading. We don't know the full scope of this virus yet. We don't have a full count to how many have been infected. But if we keep letting these fears get into our head, and if we keep letting these nerves get inside of us, they will overtake us. But out there, we continue to fight this virus. We're trying to find a cure, and it will take time. And as things are halted for a little while, from sports to entertainment to school, we still have to press on. When 9/11 hit, which was a very dark time in America, dark time in New York, Washington, wherever you were on 9/11, it was one of the darkest days in the history of America. But did we live in fear for our entire life through that? we picked ourselves up. We had to deal with what happened, but we eventually had to move on and not allow what happened. We couldn't allow what happened to dictate our life. Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005, a natural disaster of epic proportions. We lended a helping hand. We helped a state more important in New Orleans, which was devastated by the hurricane more than any other. Katrina, did its damage wherever it went, but New Orleans was the hardest hit by this storm. We gradually helped New Orleans recover. They picked themselves up. They rebuilt, and they flourished again. We've had other illnesses like this that swept through. Remember swine flu, H1N1. Remember SARS. Remember MERS. Remember the West Nile virus. We got through that. And we'll get through coronavirus together. But for that to happen, we must put our differences as citizens aside. We have to put our racial differences aside. We have to put our political differences aside. We have to dismiss the fact of conspiracies. We have to dismiss basically our arrogance about this virus that, it's just the flu. It's, we're all over-exaggerating. What'll happen when it's one of you guys? What will happen if it's one of you guys that gets it? Will it be an over-exaggeration then? Will it be a conspiracy then? We all have to come together. We all have to stand up. We have to not live in fear. We have to take this virus head on. We're learning the circumstances of this virus. But as long as we follow the guidelines that are being given to us, we can still live the life we know that we can live. We are not, for the U.S. anyway, we're not in lockdown like Italy is. And they're going through it the worst of anybody right now. China, where the virus originated from. Can you imagine what it was like over there? South Korea, can you imagine what it was like over there? We're not in that stage yet. And I don't think we're going to be in that. I don't see us going through something like that. Because in times of need, we come together when it matters most. And as a cure is being worked on, as we get more of the facts about this virus, we will find a way to combat and defeat it. But we must not live in fear and allow this virus to completely ruin our livelihood. As we learn more, life will return to normal. It's starting to slowly in China. It's starting to slowly in South Korea. As we ramp up testing, the same will happen here. And at the end of the day, life as we know it will return. This is not forever. The world's not ending. We're just going through a little different change in how we have to live our life for a while. But as long as we have faith, as long as we support one another, lend a hand to a neighbor, particularly help our elderly right now as they are the most prone to this virus more than anyone, As long as we be a good neighbor, we'll get through this together. At the end of the day, good will always come out of something bad. And we will defeat the bad, and we will get through the situation we are in. Jonathan Pariente saying bye for now.